let's agree on the basic premises muna. Okay? Would you
Yes,
agree?
thank you, Ian. Thank you.
Okay. Would you agree that there is a problem with the president's communication strategy? And expand ko na, no? Although sa title, PR machinery lang. Alam ko,
Mhm.
magle-lecture ka mamaya about the difference between the two. And the second
Yes.
basic premise that I would like you to establish is he losing the narrative
Is he
of this flood
losing?
control
Thank you.
issue, of this flood control scandal, especially against the Dutertes? Okay, go ahead.
Uh, uh, in fact, thank you for bringing that up, Ian. I was hoping na ikaw ang mag-bring up nun kasi kung hindi, ako yung magbibigay ng, maglilay ng predicate na yun. Kasi yung original title mo, nung pinadala yung mga teasers natin, ano, sa SOCMED, nakasulat, why is the Marcos camp losing the narrative war against the Dutertes? So, una pong kailangan nating intindihin dito is what is the basis for saying that? Is he indeed losing? Is it because of approval ratings? Kaya natin nasabi yan? Hindi po natin masasabi yan kasi wala akong 1:1 correspondence yan. Just because the president's approval ratings are falling or seem to be declining, it doesn't mean it is contrasted or being compounded by his political rival, which is the Duterte camp. Napakarami pong factors in play pag pinag-uusapan dito yung approval ratings. Hindi lang yung dahil magaling yung kalaban mo or inuupakan ka or tinatalo ka ng kalaban mo. Marami pong factors yan. So, is he losing the war vis-a-vis the Dutertes? I wouldn't say, if I'm being very honest, based on our metrics, based on our sentiment scans, nobody is winning, sa totoo lang. Both camps are actually in decline. But if we're talking about narrative control, I would have to agree objectively that the Duterte seem to be doing better, relatively better than the Marcoses. I wouldn't say so. Nagiging medyo pedantic ako. Medyo I'm splitting hairs po, no? Hindi ko po sinasabing natatalo necessarily ang Marcos camp sa Duterte camp. Ang sinasabi ko, the Duterte camp seems to be doing something better than the Marcos camp. And which siguro mas magandang mas magandang i-dovetail yan dun sa tanong natin na naka-flash ngayon. What's wrong with President Marcos Jr.'s PR machinery? Because I truly believe there is something wrong. So yun. Why is he losing? Why is he not doing so well? Siguro that could be the jump off point. In my opinion, why is he not doing so well?
Doing the right thing does not necessarily make you the best person in the room as far as optics are concerned. Would you agree? Diba?
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Ito kasi isang bagay na dapat i-reconcile lang in terms of discussing this issue. Si President Marcos, siya yung naglagay ng front and center nitong issue ng flood control sa kanyang zona. Okay?
Yes.
How come parang it slipped away from him?
Nagbumerang.
Kung ba nakawala, di ba? For someone who would try to take charge of the issue, parang nawala sa kanya. Okay. Ano yung yung diagnosis mo?
So there's two factors at play here. Ang unang factor dito, it's a very real factor when you're talking about communications, yung active player disadvantage, what we call on-court or active player disadvantage. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Pag natatalo ang team ninyo, ang crowd, pag nanonood kayo ng basketball, pag natatalo yung paborito ninyong team, hindi ho ninyo sinisigawan yung bench. You never shout at the bench. You're always shouting at the players on the court. So that's what you call the active player vulnerability or disadvantage. Kasi sila yung namumuno sila yung nandyan. Now, this ties in very closely. Unfortunately, marami naman po tayong datos na pinapatunayan to. Maraming Pilipino hindi naiintindihan ang separation of the three branches of government. Hindi nila alam ang mandato ng exekutibo, hindi nila alam ang role ng legislatura at ng judiciary. Sa kanila, kung sino yung nakaupo, it's always the executive. We are an executive-focused electorate. So lahat ng problema, kesa sa Supreme Court judges yan, kesa sa Kongreso mangyari yan, ang sinisisi natin yung Pangulo. They kinaklamp in yan as the admin or gobyerno. Yan, pag sinasabi yan ng masa, ay nako, itong gobyernong to talaga Ang ibig nilang sabihin, yung executive, even if the problem is with the legislative branch, for example. So these two factors come into play dahil in-expose niya. Bakit nagbumarang? Dahil sila yung nakaupo eh. So in the people's sentiment, sa pananaw ng mga masa, sabihin natin pangkaraniwang tao, Juan de la Cruz, nangyari to under their watch habang naglalaro sila as the active player. So sila man ang nag-expose, it is exposing their own, kumbaga it's almost, sorry to use the term, no? Parang binaril nila yung sarili nilang paa. They shot themselves in their own foot. Because they exposed corruption that was happening under their watch. Now, mag-aala Edu Manzanas ako ngayon. Medyo extend ako ng airtime. Babaliin ko siya dun sa earlier premise natin na what are the Dutertes doing that the Marcoses are not. The Dutertes are masters of one-nail messaging. Single nail messaging. Yes, isa lang. Kasi pag marami kang messaging, maraming maraming pako. Pag humiga ka dyan, walang tatagos. But one-nail messaging, sure, tagos yan. So, the Dutertes messaging is always one-nail. I hate drugs. Drugs are killing the nation. Criminality is killing the nation. Marirape ang nanay at kapatid mo. Peace and order. It was just that. Take no prisoners. Tapos nagkaroon sila ng total consistent alignment na nung panahon ni Tatay Digong ng dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, he exhibited that. Take no prisoners type of the brand was very clear. Ang problema dito ngayon sa kasalukuyang Pangulo natin, si Pangulong BBM, what is the one-nail messaging? So he exposed this flood control issue. So is the one-nail messaging anti-corruption? Paano naging anti-corruption or good government yon? Nangyari yon under your administration, under your watch. So it cannot be that. Is he a man of the masses? Maybe no, maybe not. Until now, hindi pa rin nila mahanap yung one-nail messaging nitong administrasyon na to. In fact, the basic question that probably has to be asked right now is, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to establish a legacy? Yung one-nail messaging ng kasalukuyang administrasyon is not clear. What is the core issue? What is the, again, not to lecture, but you called it, I'm lecturing, what is the 3V story? The Dutertes did that so well, the 3V story. What is the villain? It is drugs, criminality. Who is the victim? The Filipino people. Who is the vindicator? The Dutertes.
The Dutertes. Okay.
You ask this of this admin, we don't know what it is. Who is the villain? The flood control guys. Pero, part of the admin din yun eh.
Do you get the sense na nung sinimulan ni President Marcos tong issue na to, parang hindi na pagplanuhan itong communication aspect or messaging aspect, which should have been done, hindi ba? Kung gagawa ka ng ganito kalaking kampanya.
1 billion%. In fact, my suspicion there is they were just trying to outdo the pogo moment of the previous SONA. Kasi in the previous SONA, bago yung flood control, nagkaroon sila ng ng hugging iconic moment eh. Thunderous applause, may nag-iyakan, may nag-akapan because in-announce niya, di ba? That became the highlight of his speech. We will do a total ban on pogos. Ano yan? Iconic moment. So, in the next SONA, parang how do we top this? Ang suspicion ko is, wala akong sinasabi may alam ako, but ang suspicion ko is maybe somebody, maybe a consultant, whether foreign or not, maybe told them that this would, yun na nga eh, that maybe this would be the nice hook to anchor the SONA on, to show that you are serious about corruption, thinking that it would just be that, an iconic thunderous applause, embracing happy clappy moment for this SONA, not realizing na itong baha na to, grabe ang emotional real toll sa buhay ng mga Pilipino. Siguro kasi if you're from the outside looking in, flood control, nag-iisip ka infra. But again, you have to understand the lives, hearts, minds of your constituents. Para sa mga Pilipino, ang baha, hindi lang infrastruktura or kakulangan or etc. This is actual lives being lost, homes being destroyed, futures being destroyed. So, to your point, absolutely, I think that they did not realize that this would turn into the hydra that it is.